Good evening, listeners. We have with us Lieutenant Commander Vimal Raj. This is probably, the rarest of all rare cases where we have a third part in which we were not able to, satisfy ourselves with a reply or the time frame within which we were able to get the reply from Lieutenant Commander Vimal Raj regarding the gamut of various selection procedures and examinations and streams as far as entry for the CO, Commissioned Officer category of Indian Armed Forces. Joining the Indian Armed Forces, the concluding part. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Happy to be here.
And, we were talking about various scenarios of case 1 and case 2 or case A and case B. You were discussing about the entry into the Indian Armed Forces as CO. Now, please continue about this case A and case B.
So I'll do that. For anybody who was missed out last episode also, you can restart from understanding from here itself. Let us take a case A of a boy who has done only a graduation. For him to join armed forces is Combined Defence Service Examination, which is conducted by UPSC, which is once in 6 months.
Yeah.
Every entry into armed forces, remember, it is once in 6 months. But only that you have to keep your eyes and ears open, and then you have to be just looking out for when the notification is coming. So these are the two opportunities. Indian Navy is not taking any BA or BSc. They are taking only Masters MSc, that I'll come on to that. And apart from that, Air Force is taking BA BSc, but for which you have to write AFCAT. And for Coast Guard is also taking, for which you have to write CGCAT. AFCAT is Air Force Common Admission Test. Coast Guard is CGCAT, Coast Guard Common Admission Test. So when you do a BA or BSc, your opportunities are comparatively limited. Now let us come on to the case B, wherein somebody has done a BE. BE in anything. It can be a mechanical engineering, EEE, ECE, aeronautical, IT, you do anything, biotechnology, you do anything. Armed Forces simply says BE or BTech. Now, if you are done for Army, I'll tell you TGC, Technical Graduate Commission, wherein if you are a BE graduate, you can straight away apply for Indian Military Academy, which is a permanent commission. TGC, Technical Graduate Commission. Here you can apply till 26 years of age. All right. Now, likewise, Navy is conducting so many direct entries. Navy used to take a lot of direct entries. They call it SSC direct entry, SSC pilot entry, SSC observer entry, SSC hydrography, SSC IT. So Navy, the opportunities are in plenty. When you apply, you can get to choose 5 branches, 5 cadres. So if you are an engineering graduate, straight away Indian Navy is there for you. Now for Air Force, again, you have to go through either you are a BA or a BSc. As I mentioned earlier, AFCAT you are supposed to write. For Coast Guard also, you are supposed to write CGCAT. So these are the opportunities you get being a BTech graduate.
Now, when this technical graduate as far as the Indian Army is concerned, and many direct entries as far as Navy is concerned.
And one more thing I'll add, Indian Army SSC Tech for OTA is also there. Apart from TGC, SSC Tech for OTA. Short Service Commission Technical.
And this SSC Tech, as you said, it is for about maximum 14 years. It's not a permanent commission, correct. Unless you opt for, unless you are selected for a permanent commission, probably in the 8th or 9th year, which you said earlier. Now, all these, barring this OTA, Short Service Commission.
So most of them are Short Service Commissions. If you want to really get permanent commission only, if at all somebody is thinking like that, for him, I'll clarify right away. You have to appear for CDSC written examination and followed by SSB or a technical TGC entry, which is by Army.
Oh, in Navy and IAF, it's not permanent.
There are few entries which come. Most of the entries are Short Service Commissions.
Okay.
So now if you ask me, sir, what is the great difference when I have to apply, which I should keep in your mind means, number 1 is your CDSC written examination. If you clear that exam, you may be a BSc candidate, you may be a BA candidate, or you are a BTech candidate. If you write CDSC and clear, you get a permanent commission from Armed Forces, and this TGC entry, if you are a BTech, you get a permanent commission. Rest all entries, most of them, almost all, are short service officers.
So the TG is only for Indian Army?
Yeah.
So Navy doesn't offer in the direct this thing?
No. There are one odd entries wherein it says, okay, for a specific time they say permanent commission, like education branch permanent commission, something like that. So that you have to be very watchful for. Otherwise, most of them are short service commission officers.
So if you aim at a permanent commission, then CDSC is the best bet.
CDSC is the best bet. But waiting only for CDSC will make you to lose so many other opportunities which is normally in your hands. Like, let us take a case, you are 22 years of age and you are a BTech graduate. Now, opportunities, what are all you can apply for? Let us speak this way. Okay, so if you're a BTech graduate, my age is 22, then you can apply for TGC entry in Indian Army. That is 2 in a year. Let us count 2. Now, the Indian Navy direct entry is 2, 4, AFCAT 2, 6, CGCAT 2, 8, and then SSC Tech OTA 10.
10.
And if wear an NCC C certificate, then 2 more.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
I will come on to that. So 2 more. So that is 12. So in 1 year's time, you have 12 opportunities if you are a BTech. And normally all these are eligible between 21 to 24. So that means 12 into 3 or 12 into 4. So 36 or 48 entries you
That
are
much
eligible
amount of,
for. So that is available for you in Indian Armed Forces. If you compare, put yourself into the correct place. If you are a BSc or a BA, then 2 CDSE, AFCAT 2, CGCAT 2, 6. If you are in NCC, 2, 8. So that is the difference. So this one has to keep in your mind. So accordingly, you can plan.
Yeah, as far as this NCC entry, which is 2, is concerned, what is the uniqueness or what is the duration of this thing is concerned? Annually 2. That is there.
Annually 2.
But then
what is the
for
criteria
NCC,
to qualify?
Criteria.
Okay.
As far as NCC is concerned, you have got NCC both in the arts and science colleges as well as in the technical engineering colleges. Now, these two are definitely different.
No.
As far as
No, NCC, when you are in NCC, you give your B certificate examination.
And C certificate.
Once you clear B certificate, you apply for C certificate and you get C certificate. Now, the Armed Forces NCC C certificate special entry, if you see the name, it is called C certificate special entry. That means you should hold a C certificate.
Okay.
In that C certificate, either you should get A grade or a B grade.
Okay.
Then only you are eligible to apply for this. You may be an engineering graduate, you may be a BSc graduate.
But don't you think so? A commerce graduate or an arts graduate stands at an advantageous position because he does it in 3 years, and whereas an engineering graduate does it in 4 years. So naturally, 1 year before seniority, he'll be gaining in case he enters.
Yes, that much is there.
That is there. That
is my
anomaly is there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you call it an anomaly.
You want to call it, but if you see it otherwise, the BTech graduate has gotten so many direct entries.
Yeah, that is there. But 1 year before seniority counts most in Indian Armed Forces.
But that because he is also coming with a graduate degree and he is coming with a BTech degree. That's what we have to say. Because when as Armed Forces, what we see is anybody who has got a C certificate with
But
A
C
grade,
certificate person entrant, does he qualify for a permanent commission?
joins through C certificate
Through C
entry.
certificate.
Yeah. So once you
Get-
join academy, either you are a short service commission or a permanent commission officer. That's all.
Where does this entrant stands?
That is like if a C certificate entry guy for army, he will be joining OTHNI in a short service entry.
So
Short service, non-technical entry, he will join.
No, but for CDSC, the person who writes a CDSC, he is eligible for a permanent commission.
Correct, sir.
Others, most of them are only short service commission.
Yes.
That is what I mean.
So that's what most of them are feeling. The common man is feeling armed forces means you are a permanent commission. I'm trying to break that.
Yeah.
Permanent commission opportunities are less. Short service
Short
opportunities
service
are
are
more.
more,
And I'm
more.
suggesting you grab it.
It is almost 1:10.
Don't be choosy. Grab it. Go inside and prove yourself.
Yeah. There is every chance of you getting a permanent commission based on your performance.
As well as service requirements.
But there was also a talk that there is a lot of vacancies as far as the commissioned officers are concerned.
Yes, sir. Commissioned officers, yes, there is a dearth of officers. And if you comparatively, again, if, now there is a dearth, we'll speak about this angle. If you are into Indian Army, chances of shifting from short service to permanent commission is more. Because Army needs more and you are a trained manpower who already served and proved yourself. So taking a younger boy at 21 years and putting him into training and then getting him into a major level, rank of major, and then making him to see your stuff. So for me, he is already ready. So give him a pension and take him in and push him in the ladder. It's fine. However, Navy, the service itself is very short. The size of the Indian Navy itself is short. We have only 6,000 officers. Any ship which is bought, along with that, the manpower sanction is also taken. Like any ship we built or any ship which we procure from somebody, or any aircraft squadron is raised, submarine is raised. So along with that, the manpower complement is also like.
Yeah.
So gradually we come. Like we get one more aircraft carrier, so suddenly there will be a huge induction. And it is not that aircraft carrier falls on the water and that day, okay, let's take so many. It will not happen. The planning is already in place.
Yeah.
When the file is floated, that day only the manpower planning will also start. So like somebody would have been recruited today for a ship which will be inducted 3 years down the line. So when the ship is hitting the water, this manpower is also ready and trained and be employed. So that way it is there. So that likewise, we are expanding greatly into Indian Armed Forces. Our Air Force is also expanding. Our Coast Guard is also, everybody is expanding our wings. And presently, we as a country, we are strengthening our defense forces. So there is a lot of vacancies which is going to come up for everyone.
I also heard about something like, as far as Indian Navy especially is concerned, Indian Navy vis-a-vis the Indian Army or even the Air Force, IAF, Indian Navy is far more deeply associated with DRDO.
Yes.
Whereas Indian Army or Indian Air Force, they may not be that much. That is the, general understanding which I was, given to, take. Is Indian Navy's, sync and research projects with the DRDO to such an extent that they have such a great cooperation and gelling?
So it is purely up to the service requirements and demands. So Indian Navy has got the conditions in which most of our requirements will be tactical and communication related, because we go way off from the land into open seas, and then we always want to pass an information or get connected to the commands or the operation centers. So the requirements are more. The evolutions are based on that. Like when I joined my Dornier squadron initially, when we were able to pass our position or something, which is in once in 30 minutes in a HF frequency, was something. But when I was in the service only, I was able to feel like, okay, if you're able to do this, why not a better way? Okay, then why not pass our position directly through GPS coordinates? Then today it has come up to that level, we can give a report print while sitting in air,
Okay.
which can be received here.
But how about the R&D facilities and R&D requirements, the setup as far as the Indian Armed Forces are concerned?
So it's really good. And now with the Atmanirbhar Bharat, so we are trying to indigenize all our this thing. So that way a lot of people are getting associated. All the young brain power, earlier they were getting brain drain because they were all going out across
Exactly.
and then giving all the inventions there, and then finally we are paying money and getting it from our own inventions. So over a period of time India has realized it, and then we told like let us self-sustain. So that's why we have pumped in so much of money, government has pumped in so much of money into the research projects. So now all those IITians or anybody who's got a better idea is able to put across his points or the needs, which can develop a mechanism to bring our own systems in a better way.
And there is synergy between the
definitely.
these persons and as far as the service.
So the R&D and the research facility was not that great earlier in comparative. So now once that has been strengthened, that intellect brains stayed in India itself.
Exactly. And as we come to the close of this segment of the program, what would be the message which you would like to share with them?
All right. The first and foremost message to all the young aspirants or a parent who is listening to this audio is like, if you want to see yourself in uniform, or if you want your son or daughters to, give them a minor amount of exposure to understand what is the real life, is real armed forces life is about, whatever way you can. Don't believe with the scenes or something cinematic experience which you get. Real life will be totally different from the cinematic experience. Number two is that today you all are at a very great advantage, which was not there either 10 years back or maybe in years time. So today you have advantage, that is your mobile phone, which can give you all piece of informations. So my one and single piece of advice is that if you set an aim or if you set a goal for yourself, put a focus onto it. Definitely will achieve it. No power in the earth can stop it from achieving. Only you yourself lose the focus and miss it out.
Exactly. But now you get it in the palm, but then
so that's what. So it is in your fingertips.
Exactly.
So that's why it is in our fingertips. We don't value it much. We just we flip it off and then move it on. Yeah. You go to library, sit for some time and then read. Go back to the stage. And for all those people who are thinking how to become an officer or a Jawan into this, officer, it is more of intellectual, which means your physical requirements are normal fitness is more than enough. If you are Jawan, yes, you have to practice yourself. Don't get confused between officers and Jawans. Understand what you're applying for, prepare yourself, and then go ahead.
Minor change in the orientation. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander Vimal Raj, for sharing the wonderful inputs with us. Especially since you were at the the stage of recruitment, so that should really give wonderful keys and solutions for those who aspire to become a member of Indian Armed Forces. That was joining the Indian Armed Forces, the concluding part. That was, listeners, an interview or interaction with the Director of Colonel and Commander Defence Academy, Coimbatore, Lieutenant Commander Vimal Raj, on entry into the Indian Armed Forces, the pride of our nation.